morning, or depending on when you're watching this, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. My name's Ross, and as always told out of Voice of Radio, so today we need to talk about the fact that Battle Partners has been revealed, and I totally called it. Although again, I do need to do the usual thing here where I say, on the one hand, yes, I did totally call it. I literally made a video a couple of weeks ago telling you that Battle Partners would be revealed on the Osaka Champions League livestream this weekend. And on the other hand, it was a pretty obvious prediction to make because, well, let's face it, this is what they do. Pokemon like revealing new sets on live streams. We have this live stream 5 weeks before the release of Battle Partners. They kind of needed to reveal it now. They were running out of time. There was a tiny weeny chance that it got revealed on the website yesterday like they used to do set reveals, but don't really anymore. But it wasn't, so it had to be during the live stream today. I had somebody ask me during a Whatnot stream yesterday how confident I was that it would be revealed this weekend, and I told them, so confident I have rearranged my entire weekend to make sure I'm home to cover the reveals. So what have we got then in terms of Battle Partners? Well, we've got a new set that looks incredibly exciting. It is officially coming out on the 24th of January, which technically is 5 weeks from yesterday, not 5 weeks from today, but you know what we mean. And actually, it's very important to note that 5 weeks from yesterday release means a 4 weeks from yesterday full reveal. Remember, the full set list for a Japanese set, not including secret rares. But not including secret rares, the full set list for a Japanese set is put onto the official website exactly 1 week before the release of the set. So what that means is we are literally 4 weeks away from seeing every single card in the set. That's close, ladies and gentlemen. That is close. Now, there weren't any new reveals today, card-wise. Don't worry. We got a bunch of cards we can talk about. But there will be some card reveals tomorrow. As always, make sure you're subscribed. Make sure you are following so that tomorrow when cards are revealed, I'm not just going to show you what they are. I'm also going to tell you everything you need to know about them. Because that's the kind of thing that I do. Sound like a plan? Excellent. So what do we know then about Battle Partners? Well, we've got ourselves a look at the booster pack, and honestly, the booster pack tells us a lot. On the booster pack, we can see pairs of Pokemon and trainers. We've got ourselves Iono and Bellibolt, we've got Hop and Zacian, we've got N and Zoroark, we have got Lily and Clefairy. And of course, the set is officially called Battle Partners. We knew it was going to be Battle Partners. We've seen the listings in Japan for a little while now. We saw the trademark come out many months ago. It's not surprising that it's called Battle Partners, but it's nice to have the official confirmation. And this is a set which is based around pairs of Pokemon and trainers. There is going to be an Iono's Bellibolt. The fact that we've got it on the front of the pack here with Iono says that we're getting Iono's Bellibolt. I suppose there's a tiny chance it's not an EX, but I think at this point there is about a 99.8% chance that Lily's Bellibolt is an EX. Technically not confirmed, but remember the front of the pack tends to have the EXs on, so yeah, I think that is as good as confirmed. Yes, we've already had a Bellibolt EX that came around in Paldea Revolved. No, it wasn't particularly good, but that doesn't really matter. Cool. And at this stage, some of you are going to start looking at this like the return of Dream League. Dream League was the old Japanese set that had pairs of trainers and Pokemon. And for us, it ended up being part of Cosmic Eclipse. So when you look at Cosmic Eclipse and you look at all those paired, Pokemon and trainers together, that is where they actually came from. For me, it was Clay and Excadrill that I was particularly excited about. But obviously, Red and Pikachu were a lot of people's favorites. We had Dawn and Piplup and all of that. The big difference here, though, from something like Dream League, is that Dream League was very much a, hey, we're showing you these regular Pokemon, Oh, but they've got a trainer in the artwork, that's pretty cool. And it is, the artwork in the Dream League cards is phenomenal. But the difference here is, it's not just we are putting a trainer in the artwork, it is we are doing full-on trainers Pokemon. That is the gigantic difference here between those cards that you remember from back in Cosmic Eclipse. This is a lot more exciting. And we've already seen enough to know that there are going to be cards that interact with each other. So if we have a look at some of the cards that were revealed at the World Championships, because we know some of the cards that are coming here, because they were literally revealed at the World Championships, like End Zoroark and End Reshiram. At the time, we went, that's really cool, but we don't know how and why they're coming or any of that. And now, of course, we know that it's going to be from Battle Partners. Also, just to be 100% clear here, have a look at the front of the booster pack again. You will notice that the front of the booster pack literally has an N and a Zoroark, a Lily and a Clefairy. These are two cards that were revealed at Worlds we'll look at in a second. So, no, there's no chance this is something else or unrelated or any of that. It is 100% has to be this. So cannot stress that enough. This is the stuff that was revealed at Worlds. So, End Zoroark and End Reshiram then. What do we have? Well, End Zoroark looks absolutely absurd. It's got trade like the old Zoroark GX. Discard a card from your hand to draw 2 cards. It was broken then, it's going to be ridiculous now. But then for 2 Darkness Energy, you get to choose one of your benched End's Pokemon's attacks and use it as this attack. What we know from these card reveals we got at Worlds is that the owner's Pokemon are going to interact in amongst themselves. There are going to be mechanics for End's Pokemon, not for owner's Pokemon generally, but for End's Pokemon specifically. And then if we have a look at End's Reshiram, for instance, 4 energy 170, it's a fire, lightning, colorless, that's terrible. But of course, if it's Zoroark, it's 2 Darkness Energy 170, which is frankly significantly better. Oh, would you look at that? Or 2 energy, and you do 20 damage for each damage counter on this Pokemon. With 130 HP Reshiram, that's pretty good. With 280 HP Zoroark, that's way better. And that's kind of my point here. We are going to be able to have these mechanics that interact in and amongst themselves, and that is genuinely brilliant. It's going to make things a lot more fun. We did also see the illustration rare, the artwork rare of End's Reshiram, and this is kind of important because it confirms that illustration rares are staying around in this set, which is actually a pretty big deal because, as I've told you before, this is the start of year 3 of Scarlet and Violet. A year is 4 sets. So Scarlet and Violet 1 is the start of year 1. What we got as Temporal Forces, Scarlet and Violet 5, is the start of year 2. This is Scarlet and Violet 9, which is the start of year 3. And the start of a year is when they start mixing things up. Like, for instance, introducing owner's Pokemon. So if they were going to get rid of illustration rares, and I'm not saying they were ever going to, but I'm saying if they were going to, it would be this set. This would be the first set without them. So the fact that we are guaranteed to be getting them because they've already been revealed, that's like genuinely a really good, important, impactful thing, because it guarantees they're sticking around, and not just for this set, but pretty much guarantees that they're here for the last 3 sets after this, the last whole year of Scarlet and Violet. We assume the last year, you never know. So what other cards were revealed at Worlds? Well, we saw Lily's Clefairy, and of course, it's on the front of the pack. We've got a Lily and a Clefairy on the front of the pack, so yeah, that kind of makes perfect sense. And Lily's Clefairy looks pretty gosh darn good. We've got ourselves a basic EX with 190 HP, which to be fair is terrible. Oh, also very important to note, these cards were shown off at Worlds, and they were shown off with the standard PR note that the card designs are not final and are subject to change. So I'm expecting these exact ones to be revealed tomorrow. There is a chance that they will be slightly different in the final version. That is absolutely possible. But what we've got from Lily's Clefairy here is an ability that makes the weakness of each of your opponent's dragon Pokemon into psychic Pokemon, or into psychic type. So, yeah. Now, it's weird, because at the moment, dragon Pokemon are really, really good, but, like, Regidrago's not going to be here when this set comes out. And is Dragapult going to remain good? And the answer might be yes. And this really depends. Like, right now, the format is being owned by Dragon Pokemon, so having a basic Pokemon to give them, because remember, Dragon have no weakness, to give them a weakness and be able to take advantage of it, yeah, that's brilliant. But this really depends on where the format is and how much play Dragon Pokemon are seeing. We've also got 2 energy, 20 damage for each bench Pokemon, yours and your opponent's, which, as it's literally the same attack we see on the legendary beast, like, for instance, Raikou. And now that we are in a format with Area 0 Underdepths, clearly this has a lot more potential than before, especially because there are a bunch of decks like Terapagos, which really rely on Area 0 Underdepths and build around that. They're not really built to have small benches, so this is one of those cards that can absolutely take advantage of it. The least exciting one we got shown was Marnie's Grimmsnarl, but even that shows us that there's more potential coming. Like, I'm not loving a stage 2 that for 2 energy does 180 to the active, 30 to one of your opponent's bench. I don't think it's good enough. But when you evolve into it, you can search your deck for 5 basic darkness and attach them to your Marnie's Pokemon in any way you like. Again, what we see here, like we saw with Zoroark, is a specific mechanic which works within a particular owner's Pokemon, rather than, say, a general mechanic for owner's Pokemon overall. And, yeah, this is... there's potential here, but we don't know. It's one of those things where we don't actually have any idea what the other Marnie's Pokemon are, and what the other Marnie's Pokemon are is going to be the real deciding factor in terms of how good this ends up being. This could be absolutely essential for a ridiculous Marnie's deck, or it could just be another stage 2 where we look at it and go, great ability, but oh no, it's a stage 2. So there we go. What's official right now is that the set is coming, and that it is releasing as expected on the 24th of January, and it's called Battle Partners, and this is the booster pack artwork. There should be some more card reveals tomorrow. We've got the ones from Worlds, and I know I say a lot of cards are very exciting, and a lot of sets are very exciting, and you know what? I'm going to say stuff like, this is a huge set, this is a brilliant set, this has a chance to be the best set in years, because you know what? It's all completely true. There we go. That's what you need to know. And now it's over to you guys. Tell me what you think about this in the comment section. Get us! Be nice! And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at TheWasi. That's where we talk about Pokemon and a whole bunch of other card games. And please do consider checking out patreon.com/PTCG Radio, where you can support the channel, get some bonus podcasts and all kinds of fun things. And get shoutouts on the channel like the lovely Eric Ridgway, who's been a supporter of ours, one of our oldest supporters now, and is a very lovely person. So shout out for them, for the support and the loveliness. But by far the most important thing as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching PTCG Radio.